Get started here. How are you guys doing? Good afternoon, good morning, depending on where you are. Typically, I would put this out a little bit earlier. We have about 68 minutes before the futures open. Let's go ahead and get this broad market started. This is a very quick one. We're going to be looking at tonight, the 22nd. We'll be going over some future charts for you guys that trade futures. And the period that we are covering pushes you into the 27th of January, which is Friday, the end of the month, not closing out until Tuesday. And we'll be taking a look at those monthly candles throughout the week to kind of see where we're setting up going into February. I can't believe we're saying that. We're almost already in February. For my Valentines out there, make sure you guys get your sweetheart something, right? Don't forget about that. Anyways, as you can see here, we have a lot going on as far as earnings go. It should be busy, should be fun. I can't wait. I can't wait to trade with you. Let's go ahead and start with the charts. Market watch as well. So the market watch, this is just going to let you know what's coming up. I went ahead and underlined things that I think that could bring some volatility into the market, and there could be some other surprises out there that could pop up as well. Initial jobless claims on Thursday, and then on Friday looks pretty busy. You can see it here. And go through all these different times. This is Eastern time. I'm in Central time here in Florida where I live, not on the East Coast. So this is 1 hour ahead for me. Let's go ahead and move into the SPY and the QQQ. So this is going to be a refresher. This is our blueprint from last week. You can see that we came into the trendy edge right there. That worked very, very well. We had a great week. We had a good time. Good stuff here at Trendy Trading. Notice that we well, right here, we could not get over the top, and this is resistance until proven otherwise. We waited for the dip. And then again came right into the trendy edge and pushed right back up, and then it closed right here at the bottom neutral on Friday. Over here on the Qs, same thing. We pushed up towards T1, almost got it, not quite. Pulled back, almost came into T2. So again, didn't hit my target here or here, but still close enough. And you can see we closed out right above the neutral. So two totally different looks, if you ask me. Going into this week, this only happens a couple times a year, and really sometimes it doesn't happen. But I've decided on the SPY and QQ neutral strategy to actually use the same exact levels that we had last week. So nothing changes here. The only difference is, we've already kind of seen what it's laid out for us. But these levels, all I want you to do is say to yourself, the level to the upside is resistance until proven otherwise. And as long as you're in the neutral, you could stay neutral. Now, because we've had such a great move from the trendy edge, does it mean that I want to wait in here? Not necessarily. Look, if we gap up, 396.27 is your support, and we're looking for a move into the trendy edge. That roughly gets you around 399, and then above that, you would be, your next target would be this green line, which would be 399.88. And if we break above that, 401.89. So again, whatever level we're above, just say to yourself that support, and the level that's above is going to be resistance. Over here on the neutral, on QQQ, so we're just breaking over that. So 283.01 is your support, and we're looking for a move into 284.85, 287.93, and so forth. If for some reason we gap down, look for 278.11 to hold, or this cloud in here. Same thing down here. If we were to gap down, look for 394.15 by 392.42 for buyers to step in. Let's go ahead and move on. Next one we're going to be looking at is SPY, the bigger picture, using Trading View. And you can see that right here. QTR, so quarter chart, every candle represents one quarter. No big updates here, just that prices over the cloud, just like it was last week. And in the bullish channel, so that bullish channel being right here when I annotated, between 424.62 and 390.25. As long as price is holding above the cloud, this 388 level for this week, I think things stay bullish and we continue to make our journey up into this upper edge around 408 or so to 409. Next thing I want you to take a look at is going to be the QQQ, which is the bigger picture as well. We're using quarterly charts here. You can see that the 618 or the support did hold, and that price is moving up towards the top of the cloud. Notice that the top of the cloud is also confluent with the trendy edge. That's that pink level right there. And as far as that number is, your support is 268.17, and your resistance, or that number where that confluence is 293. So again, just looking at support and resistance, you want to be long as long as we can stay above there. If we gap down into support, that's where I'll be looking to go long. If we gap up into resistance, then we want to be careful and stay off the longs and just kind of wait for the market to pull in again. Okay. Next, let's talk about the DXY, or the dollar. And so the DXY, same thing. This is going to be a monthly chart. We went inside and down. We've called this from the get-go, from these top and wicks that let us know right away that the dollar was looking to come in. It sure did. We identified the inside and up before, as price was rolling over here, so we knew exactly what we were waiting for. And we're finally there. And as I pointed out last week, the bottom of the zone is quite wide. So you just want to have a yellow flag in here, but it could continue to dig deeper. If we take out the 101.10, I do believe we could be coming all the way down here towards 99 to 98. Okay. All right. Well, because we're in here and because of the trajectory down and because this is the fourth month down, just be careful. Okay. Yellow flag again. We've been, having a pretty good time in the market to the upside, but I don't think it's like overly greedy, to be honest with you. It's like a couple days up, big pullback. It's just not, to me, extreme greed would mean it's just like every day you wake up, we're green. It's not an easy market. So anyone that thinks just because the market was green on Friday, it's not easy. A lot of people still didn't buy the dip. People are still trying to short it. People are not having a good time. It's not this really nice synergy that you would see back in 2021 or something like that. Okay. So not an easy market, but we do have the levels and we have the patience, and we've been showing that day after day. Let's go ahead and move on to the TNX. Same thing here, yellow flag. The reason why I say that is because the Treasury is pulling back to the 9 EMA on the cloud, and it could bounce there, and the dollar could bounce inside the demand zone, and therefore we would see the market kind of pull back a little bit. Now the skew is running at about 120, and as you can see here, I think that if the market wants to continue up, have at it, because honestly, the skew is still very low. The dollar could still come down, and the TNX doesn't have to bounce around the cloud. So, where do I think things get really extreme, where the euphoria really kicks in and people just basically throw a dart and make money? I think you would have to see levels up towards 135 to 145 in the skew. So this thing would have to pop all the way in here. And what this would mean is that the dollar's dropped a lot, the TNX has dropped a lot, bears have vanished, and bulls are just, over the moon. And they think there's nothing they could do to mess this up. So right in here is where the euphoria would start. We would then start to prepare for a down cycle within the next 2 weeks, probably. Meaning when it gets here within 2 weeks, okay, not right now. So just know that. And because we're coming into earnings, the skew, I don't put a lot of, too much hype around it, because again, the macro, look is that we need to see what earnings are going to report, and people need to digest that and figure out what's going on. Okay. All right, next thing, right into it. That's going to be the fear and greed. The fear and greed equals 59. It actually came back a little bit. So it was over here, I think, towards like 62, 63. And again, like I said, there's a lot of room over here, folks. If you're a bear, just know that we're not even close to being extremely greedy. If you think this market's hurting bears, I mean, they have not really put the hurting on like they could if they wanted to. And for you bulls, don't get too comfortable. I mean, it's been fun. It's not easy. Just know that there's a lot of volatility in the market. All right. So saying that, that kind of brings up, matter of fact, let's go down here. I've not looked in quite some time. Let's look at the VIX just really quick. Yeah. I mean, while we're sitting here, talking about volatility, why not, right? Let's go over here to the weekly. Okay, so we're down here at the trendy edge. We use the edges the same way we would with any chart. No different here. So because we pull back into an edge, I would call this support for the VIX. So I would be looking for the VIX probably to stay down here 2 to 3 weeks. So it's on its second week right now. I would expect a little bit of volatility here. Bulls, be careful if we start to, let's take that off of there. I am going to measure. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to measure here. And I would say if the VIX starts to push over about 20.25, be careful. Again, another yellow flag. So yellow flags, dollars in demand zone. TNX almost at the 9 EMA. VIX sitting down here at the edges. This is support. Could see some volatility to the upside. And again, those are the yellow flags if you're long. All right. So we'll be monitoring this, kind of checking it out. Let's go ahead and get into our futures charts just really quick. I'll make this fast as well because, you guys know how this rolls. Anyways, demand levels down here in demand. So sorry for ES futures. That worked really well. This kept us on the right side of the move last week. Nothing's really changed here at all. Matter of fact, that's pretty much the same blueprint we used last week. Here on the daily, this is for traders who are not looking to, hold ES or micros for a very long time, but someone that wants to trade a couple days long, perhaps. I changed these around. So we have a short trigger that's around 4006. Please understand that's only if the lower time frame supports that. Basically, I use the TTM Squeeze Pro. I would go over to a 3 to 5 minute chart once we hit there, and I'm looking for the dark blue bars on the histogram to show up, probably about the second one before I look to go short. And then down here where it says trigger long, same thing, only if the lower time frame supports it. These are levels that I would expect buyers to show up, but I do want to go into a 3 to 5 minute chart. I want to be looking on the histogram for two yellow bars to pop up on the 3 to 5 minute chart. Okay. Other than that, everything's worked out pretty well. Looks really good. Let's move on to our 4 hour chart. On the ES futures, you can see here, we're right above the trendy edge. It looks like we're building kind of like that flag look. If you're into that, you can see the supports right there at the trendy edge. And if we could break out of here, if we gap up, just be careful around that 4008. Remember, 4006 is the trigger. So somewhere in here, again, just be careful if we gap up into there, as we could see a move down. If for some reason we gap down, look for that 9 EMA from a 4 hour perspective. Sorry, a 30 minute. I apologize. 30 minute for support here, but these zones right here are in consideration to the 30 minute chart. I apologize for that. Okay. All right, moving down here, let's go into the NASDAQ. This is going to be a weekly chart here. You can see it's same one from last week. The bulls still need this. This is still resistance at 11,767. But above that, we could see a move in tech to about 11,986 to 12,151. Far as support is concerned, I want to look at the bigger picture on this chart. So that's going to be down here around 11,271. Let's go ahead and move into the daily. Once again, this chart resistance, I would expect it at around 11,712. Any bids over that, we could see a nice move in the market overall to push us up towards 11,887. Now that's quite some distance away, but again, you can see the inside and down right here. We could see the swooping of the SMA right here on the 200, so simple moving average. It's right in line with the supply zone. I would expect this to be resistance until proven otherwise. And for you guys that are paying attention to the TTM squeeze, please take a look right here. And, everything's just kind of saying, hey, we have support. We want to buy the dips, and this up here is supply. Okay. All right, moving on to our last chart. This is also going to be the 30 minute. We have some resistance up here, 11,708 by 11,761. We have support at 11,631. So I said supply, sorry, a little bit of supply here. Support here, demand here at 11,561 by 11,497. Now, just in case, if you're brand new, I want to welcome you, say thank you. Please reach out and ask questions if you need to. Make sure you just right click on my name and send me a message if you'd like to reach out to me. The next thing that I would like to say for future traders at night, you guys know how we do it. I don't need to put charts up here. So what we're going to do, I'll just show you really quick on the ES. We like to trade the PMZ. So we'd come over here to the 5 minute chart. You know what the PMZ looks like at night? It's this yellow thing. We look to go long above it, short below it. Please pay attention to the trend. All right. Some people are like, oh, sometimes I get beat up in the beginning. Well, what is the overall trend telling you? So if the overall trend is green, I'm not trying to go short, right? So a lot of people, you'll see it break down, they'll get short for a couple points. That's cool, make a couple points, maybe you get chopped up. I'm actually just waiting for it to do its thing. And once we get a clean break, I want to be following what the trend says up here on the banners. And going into this week, you could expect the weekly bullish trend is, or sorry, the weekly trend is bullish. So once again, wait for the zones, be very, very patient. All right. So if we do gap down, wait for the zones. All right. And you can check those out on the 30, the daily, and the weekly. If you have any questions, please reach out to me. Have a great day. We'll see you tonight in the futures. And for Melissa, go Cowboys. I know you're rooting for them. I hope they do well. And we'll see you in the morning. Can't wait to trade with you. Have a great day.